Hello, YouTube and Facebook friends. In this early hour, it's still yet another day without love. And even in these humid, hot conditions, it is a cold day with no one to hold me and no one to love me. And sadly, it seems like it's going to be another 6 months in this house, piled up with all kinds of stuff. And even though I'm the executor, my mother will not allow me to hire anyone to fix this deck, to move that stuff out, to paint the walls, to fix the floors. She just runs everybody away. And I'm not saying she's all bad, she does good things too. But she certainly is Mrs. Lift from Throw Mama from the Train. I mean, trust me on that one. But, you know, after I was bashed and raped and left for dead in 2006, I had broken teeth. And the dentist said it looks like somebody beat the hell out of you because your teeth are cracked and so forth. And my mother took me to the dentist because, the insurance I worked for doesn't cover dental. And had all of my teeth cleaned. And despite her controlling ways, despite things that she does, I have to say she still has a good side, and she does love me. But I was in love with a family friend, and he came back to me. We had been flirting for a long time, and he came back to me. I didn't call him. He knocked on the door one day, and I rehired him to fix stuff, including this camper my dad bought, which is leaking and full of mold. And I used to be able to go over there and get away from arguments and abuse and acrimony. Now I just have to sit there and take it and dare not say nothing back. But as I said, my mother and I have laughed a lot lately and gotten along well. And I have, through learning alchemy, transmutated into learning how to live in the environment, accept it, and still be abundant in myself. But right now, I'm feeling sadness because I had my appointment yesterday, which is before I get the main surgery. I've come this far. All of my hormones are female. I have breast. And I had to strip down, put this numbing topical on myself. And I tell you, I felt like a cheap $2 whore laying there waiting for them to come and do their job. Like I was waiting for Vikings out at sea coming back from a long cold winter's war, and I was a cheap $2 whore. And let me tell you, this was painful. God, it was painful. But it was fast. If it had been slow, I wouldn't have made it because I was yelling ow and I was squirming. But there's got to be 6 of these before the final surgery, and my heart just sunk to my stomach. You know, it just sunk to my stomach. When will I get there? How much time do I have left to find love? And the thing that means the most to me, and who's going to accept me? Who? I dress like a queen on a budget. I live in abundance, in poverty. I live in abundance, in abuse. I'm not in physical danger, but if I could be free again, When Dad died, the insurance company, Pelican Insurance, reneged on paying for the car I was supposed to get. And so all I have is my mom's car. And if I try to go somewhere, well, she has a fit. And she's 75, so I cannot argue with her. It's just too much of a risk. I just have to endure. And I'm saying, yesterday we laughed a lot, we talked a lot, but when I was at my appointment, and this very nice man was driving us, and he was very talkative and very accepting of people like me, and she would nudge me, don't say that, don't say this, don't say, and I mean, I am an adult. I'm not under anyone's care. I control my life. I'm intelligent. Reading and comprehension was my best subject in school. I've worked. I made accomplishments as a singer. I made accomplishments by publishing books. And they've sold. I mean, not too long ago, the book companies called me and they revamped those books again. But I don't see the money, but I get the fame, which is better than nothing. It's an accomplishment. And then the singing I did, and I'm still singing, and I'm heard I got a like all the way from, I think it was Yugoslavia or something. It was a Brenda Lee song, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and it was a shout out from way over there. It was somewhere way overseas. And that made me feel good. That's an accomplishment. But this need I have for love is bigger than money. I saw a thing yesterday where Keanu Reeves was saying he's tired of gold diggers. Well, I'm not a gold digger. I just want love. I just want love. I might have asked you to help me with my surgery, but maybe not even that now since you feel that way, And the insurance did cover it, and certainly I've earned my insurance. I worked for my insurance with all of the chaos in my life, with the post-traumatic stress, with everything. I worked because I've been abused since I can't remember when. And then to add to that, someone beat me and raped me and left me dying and choking on my own blood. Someone broke my heart in a million pieces before that, and that was the first love I ever had. That was 5 years, but I can't say that I was ever loved, because he didn't love me. He cheated on me constantly, and he was vicious and horrible to me when he left me, and I've never spoken to him since. And I don't think I ever will again, because I'm not going back to that. And he was very good looking, and it just tore my heart out of my chest. And sometimes I think, do you want to be in that position again? Where you fall in love with someone like Keanu Reeves, and then he leaves you. It can happen. Devastation. But it's also devastating to be so alone day after day after day, year after year, watching your life dwindle away and never knowing love, and being surrounded by people that just hate your guts and will do anything to sabotage you and hurt you. This is how my entire life has been. And somehow I have survived it. And somehow I never managed to quite escape it at the same time. I just live in it. I just live in it and I cope. And I keep making escape plans, but again, I feel like those plans are failing me. Drama I don't want, drama I don't need, but drama that is. Emotions I don't want, emotions I don't need, but emotions that are. But I have to keep looking at the beauty of the summer and the nature, because when winter comes, I am stuck in that house. No way out, no camper to go to. I have to sit there and endure. And then I have to face the day when I wake up and my mother has passed. And I have what little I get to cover taxes, to cover gas, to cover car insurance, to cover propane, to cover the electric bill. No husband and no one. I have to put that out of my mind because it's just beyond my control. It's just beyond my control. And God knows I have done everything I can think of to try to make changes. And I am 57 going on 58. This March the 21st, I will be 58. And certainly with the thyroid condition and the post-traumatic stress and all this stuff, I have to deal and cope with all that. And, what to do. What to do, who's ever going to love me, who's ever going to accept me. I don't think anybody ever will. Sometimes I shouldn't say that because being a mystic, I'll make it happen. I have to believe somebody will love me. Maybe Keanu Reeves, he has dyslexia, maybe he will understand. But then again, you can't get to him because you have to pass his agents and you have to pay to be a member and you have to go through all this stuff, and I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't pay. I don't have the money to do this. And I don't think he'll ever retire and come to me, But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And I just have to gather strength, live in my magic, and keep praying that democracy comes back to America and that Nazis don't continue to control our lives and shove the evil side of church up my you-know-what without a lube or condom. Because God is love. God is not hate, but they are hate. They want to hurt me. And indeed they are. Indeed they are. I'm afraid to go anywhere because they might kidnap me and take me to a concentration camp and have me killed. This is happening everywhere. I see it on the news. I see it on YouTube. I see it on Facebook. I see them going into parks and nabbing people. It's terrifying. But anyhow, I just wanted to vent today. And it may very well be another cold, hard winter in that house. No love. Watching my mother fade. But at least we're getting along for the most part right now, and I just don't say anything back to her. I'm very careful with my words. And as I said, she's not all bad. She does love me. And she does try to help. But she is very controlling and very moody. But she herself has had a horrible life. So, But what I wouldn't give to have a beautiful man to love me. And time, that's what it is. Time is fading away. Have a good day.